I was in the small town of Brattleboro, Vermont, a town so small, in fact, that the rail yard was basically unguarded. There was no fence, and it was one of the quietest rail yards I had ever been in. See, this town only had rail traffic coming through about once, maybe twice a week, and I had been waiting there for 4 days. And you don't know if the train's going to show up in the middle of the night. You don't know if it's going to show up in the middle of the day. Well, I was there for 4 days, and it finally showed up. Unfortunately, it was only about 10 train cars long. Very short train. I'm hiding behind these dumpsters, middle of the afternoon, and I decided to just run for it. And the only ride available was an empty lumber rack. You're completely exposed. There's nowhere to hide. And I'm like, fuck it, let's just go. And I run for it, and I'm laying on the lumber rack, and the engineer comes out and he sees me and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I told him I was riding to St. Albans, and he was like, "All right, just hold on, just stay on there." And he backed the engine up, he disconnected, and then he connected right to my lumber rack. So I was at the very front of the train. My lumber rack was connected right to the engine, and we took off, and we're rolling out. I'm laying on this lumber rack. There's all these fireflies lighting around. It's absolutely beautiful. The sun's coming down, and then we stop on this train trestle, and I'm like, okay, that's bad. A train never stops on the bridge. And I just hear this crying, and I look, and there's a little girl, maybe 10, 11 years old, walking, squeezing next to the train. We're on this bridge, there's barely any space, and she's crying, and she doesn't see me. She walks by me. The engineer comes out, and he's like, "Oh my God, did you just see that? We almost hit that little girl." And I mean, it was crazy.